Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ian and you are watching The Weekend Painter. Please hit the like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified of future videos. In this video, I'm going to take you through this old Warhammer 40,000 supplement. It's the Battles book from Games Workshop. So, what did we do if we wanted to see a battle report before the age of YouTube? Before you could just log on, get off your phone, bring up a channel and watch a battle report. We had to read it in White Dwarf. So once a month, White Dwarf would be out and we would get to see a battle report that they'd done in the studio. And then maybe once a year or so, they'd put together a supplement like this, which would be a collection of lots of different battle reports. So this is how we would read what was going on. I'm going to take you through this and we're going to have a look. So we start off with tactics for attacking with assault troops. There you go. Razorbacks. Razorbacks are a deadly variant of the Imperial Rhino, used to smash through enemy lines and deliver squads of Space Marines into battle. And we've got reviews on Lehman Russ. Battle bunkers, full rules for buying these fortifications in your armies and fighting with them. Brilliant. I used to love the old battle bunker rules. Missions. Hold the line. So let's go. Let's have a look. Here we go. Assault in position. So this would be how to get from somewhere that's hidden. Back then terrain used to block line of sight, or it used to give you minuses to hit. So it worked in a slightly different way to what it does today. But you could jump out and then assault. And here's how they would get across these tactics. Didn't turn on a video. How much is that? Assault squad, 320 points. There you go. Look at the old stat line. Movement and weapon skill and ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 4, 1 wound each, initiative 4, 1 attack with a leadership of 8. Hasn't changed too much, has it, in how many years? 1995. There you go. There's an old assault squad. Painted in ultramarine colours still. Still rocking the ultramarines. Now for those of you that saw my last video when I explained to you what happened to the Citadel River, how it got rescued by my old boss and we had it in the store for a long time, this piece was the same. This was in all the Necromunda battle reports of the time. This came to the store too, and we used to play a lot of games on that. I'm not sure where that's gone these days. Look at these guys. That's what the Enforcers, Necromunda Enforcers, started off life as. Very, very Judge Dredd-like. And we've got some stat lines. Now, anyone who's familiar with Necromunda will recognise this. Long range, short range, -1 to hit, +1 to hit, strengths. Yeah. Difference here, we've got armor penetration and save modifiers. The Razorback. So this is a bit of a product review, is it? This is a... There we go, look at that. Targeting the Razorback front and side. Back then, vehicles used to have a front arc, a side arc and a rear arc. If you could get them in the rear, their armour was weaker. In the front, their armour was the best. And your weapons had a certain firing arc. Obviously, this turret could spin around 360. But actually, which way your turret was pointing was important because the turret itself would then have a 90-degree arc, as you can see there. So just because the turret can move 360, if your orc was standing over here, unlike today, the turret would not be able to see him. The turret can only see along here. So positioning of your vehicles, which way they were pointing, and positioning of your turrets and your weapons was very important back then. it made a difference. There's the old stat line for it. So look at this. Look at the armor. What we got? Slow speed 8, combat speed 18, and fast speed 25. You used to have to choose what speed your vehicles were going, guys. You could start the game and you could go up in the movement. So you couldn't just go 25 to start with. You had to start in a lower speed and you could build up. When you hit a vehicle, you would use a d6 to randomly determine where you'd hit. Okay? Roll a 5 or a 6 means that you hit the turret. Now to get through the armor, its armor was 22. So the armor of a Razorback's turret was 22 back in 2nd edition. Crazy. With the rear armor and the side armor being a lot lower, as you can see. So it was easier to kill things if you got around the back, around the side. And when you did, it wasn't a wound. You then rolled on a damage table. So let's say we'd cracked the armor. Let's say we'd hit the vehicle, randomized, we'd hit the turret, we rolled enough armor penetration by rolling all of these dice. So if I was shooting it with the las cannon, it would be 3d6 plus 9. I would roll 3d6, add 9 to it. If I beat 22, I would have cracked the armor. I would then roll a d6 on this table here, sorry about that, this table here, to see what it would be. 1, the lower was always worse. Something would just be, it would be jammed, or it would be, you'd slow it down, or you'd stop it shooting a turn, and then up at the top when you roll higher would be best. So roll over 1 on the damage table for the turret. The turret weapon's damaged and it may only fire if you first roll a 4 or more on a d6. Roll once for all 3 of the linked weapons. So you reduce its firepower a bit. If you roll a 2, the turret is jammed. It may no longer rotate and remains fixed in the direction it was pointing before it was hit. The turret weapon may only fire in a straight line and targets directly in front of them. So that pretty much nullified the turret, unless you were silly enough to put your model right in front of it. If you roll a 3 on the turret damage table, so the turret gunner is killed. Unless his position is taken over by another crew member, the turret weapon may not be fired, or may be fired no longer. So you would take, you've got 1 gunner, 1 driver. If your gunner got killed, your driver could come out of there and go up to there. Obviously, your vehicle couldn't move anymore. And at 4 or 6, the ammunition stored in the turret explodes. The Razorback is destroyed. All the crew are killed and the turret is blown off, flying 2d6 inches in a random direction before it crashes to the ground. Anything under the spot where the turret lands takes d6 strength 9 hits with a -6 save throw modifier. So completely random, a unit could be hit by a las cannon at -6 armor because a bit of exploding tank landed on them. 2nd edition was a lot of fun. Leman Russ. Every vehicle had one of these cards, guys. So no matter what you got, it had a little card. And this would tell you all the stuff. So look at the turret. The turret value on this, 25. So Leman Russ were tough. Oh, and I remember back then you used to have to shoot at the closest enemy as well. So you could drive a big armoured vehicle like this right up in front of the enemy, park it in front of them, making it the closest target, and then they would have to shoot that target. So you could use your armoured vehicles to support smaller things running up behind it. I didn't realise the Leman Russ was this old. Still a good kit. Here we go. We've got vehicle cards, and these were little extras that you would buy on top of your vehicle. So a ablative armor for 15 points on top of the points of your vehicle. And it's a ablative armor. The crewmen of this vehicle have bolted extra protection plates to it to form a secondary layer of armor. A vehicle with ablative armor ignores the first hit which successfully penetrates the vehicle's armor. Further hits penetrate count as normal. Hits from grav guns and shock attack guns ignore the ablative armor. Electro hull, that used to help you in combat, didn't it? This card may be taken by any vehicle except those with an exposed crew, obviously. By running a live electrical current through the hull, the vehicle has a very simple defense against hand-to-hand attacks. So for 10 points, you could defend yourself in close combat by electrifying your hull. Crazy. What's this? The Mailed Fist Introduction. Imperial Battle Tanks. Bunkers, here we go. These were basically immobile vehicles. These old card scenery you used to get in the 2nd edition box set. The 2nd edition Orcs and the 2nd edition Marines. And then they did this battle bunker in White Dwarf. When you guys went in a bunker, you would use this plan. And you'd position your men where they were standing in the bunker. So I'll just grab a few Marines here. This will be the door. These are your vision slits. And you would position your men off the board like this. Now he would have line of sight coming out of that window, as you can see up here. Shows you 90 degree coming out that window, 90 degree that window, 90 degree that window. So the game was very in depth. There you go. The game was very in depth. So if you approached the bunker from this side and your guys were facing that way, you were safe because they couldn't see. It wasn't a case of it's more simple now, you know, we've got a 360 line of sight everywhere. It was very focused on, you know, you've got to cover your angles. If I remember rightly, bunkers used to automatically get hit in combat because they couldn't move. Here we go. Rules for the bunkers. Oh yeah, you'd have guys on top and guys inside. Models placed on the roof may fire using the normal rules. Models inside may fire through the vision slits on the side of the bunker. No more than one model may fire out of each vision slit. So the protection the bunker gave you is you couldn't shoot the men on the inside, you had to damage the bunker first. Vision slit, I think you could shoot through the vision slit if you were close enough. The door was armor 20 and the bunker itself was armor 25, and it didn't have a weak side and a weak rear because it was a bunker, obviously. Vision slits. The attack goes through the vision slit, hitting one of the models inside the bunker. The attack hits a randomly chosen model in the bunker, causing damage as normal. Okay, so you hit the bunker, you roll a 1 for the location you've hit, and you've got a lucky shot through the vision slit. That's right. I think I remember rules of if you were close up and you shot a flamer, the flamer would hit people inside without having to roll, and I think you could throw grenades through the vision slits as well. Old mission cards. You would randomly generate a mission card. Each individual player would generate their own mission card, so you'd have a collection of these face down. The box set, the old 2nd edition box set came with lots of them in, and you would shuffle them all up and it would be assassinate or hold the line or assault a bunker or whatever they were, and you had to achieve your victory conditions and the opponent had to achieve their victory conditions. You didn't have to tell them what you were doing, they didn't have to tell you what they were doing. You would go out and try to achieve your victory conditions without people knowing what your objective was. You could tell people, you know, I don't think it was in the rules saying that you had to, but you had the option to. I might be wrong. If anyone remembers it better, then let me know in the comments. I'm talking 30-year-old memories here. But that was really fun. Everybody doing different things. A bit like what they've got now, where you choose your primary and secondary missions. Here we go. That's how to build the old classic. You used to get this. It might have been in here, but you definitely got it in a White Dwarf, showing you how to build it out of card. Dawn Raid, look at that. One librarian, few tactical marines, few assault marines, and a razorback. And 10 tactical marines back then were a force to be reckoned with. They were really good. You didn't have back then dreadnoughts were the big thing, And then later on, towards the end of 2nd edition, Greater Demons were the big thing. If you had a Dreadnought, you were like, oh my god, the guy's brought a Dreadnought, what am I going to do? Now, Dreadnoughts just fall over for fun. Look at that Orc mob. Guys riding boars. That's the old Gazgul. Look at Gazgul. Brilliant. And then this was how you would watch a battle report. Okay? You'd have to remember what each one of these symbols meant. And you'd have to visualize what was going on. So here's the old classic river. Yeah. Here's the assault marines. Well, I don't know what that is. I can't remember. Here's the tactical marines. Devastators. And you would turn the page. And big pointy arrows would show you where people had moved. And you'd read the description of what happened in Orc Turn 1. And then read the description of what happened in the Ultramarines Turn 1. A couple of pictures. You'd have to watch, keep flicking back and forwards between the maps, kind of have to build a picture of the battle in your head. There you go. Final victory points, Orcs 12, Ultramarines 8. Orcs won that, 12 to 8. Brilliant. Then you'd have a little bit at the end where the guys would talk about the game, what they thought about it. The victor would say something cool, and then the guy who lost would do a little bit about why he thought he lost. That was it. Same thing but with an Elder Battle Report. Look at that. Ragnar Blackman. With randomly an Ultramarine. Why not? Why not bring an Ultramarine tank in your 2000 point Space Wolf army with an assassin in it? Yeah. So how many people is that? 5? 6 in there? 5 in there, so 15. Not many. Not many people at all in a 2000 point army. Same thing. You would read through it. Eldar 1, 5 VPs to 3. There you go. Let's flick through these fairly quickly now. We get the impression of what's going on. Angels of Death. More battle reports. So the rest of this is basically, from what I can tell, battle report after battle report. Yeah. That's how you'd get your fix of battle reports. And at the end of most publications back in the day, you would get your Games Workshop mail order catalogue. So there you go. If you wanted to order this particular part, you would write down the code 00438/2 on your order form, send it off, send them a check or a postal order for that piece, then they would send you out that individual part to your house or to your store. All this is gone. Look, you could order parts of the individual parts of the Razorback. There you go. 2nd edition 40k. This was the expansion that had all of the psychic rules in it, and then some old codex there. Here's your thick card versions of the missions. And that's it. That is how you would read battle reports back in the day. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you remember, or what was your favourite part of 2nd Ed, or was 2nd Ed your favourite? Maybe you think 3rd is better. Let me know. See you guys in the next video. Bye.